All right, everybody, welcome to the Safe Haven. Here we have the team from Okami. Representing Okami is Cryptophonics and Limitless Ape. Your host of the Safe Haven is Double D, that is DC and Dumbledore. We are here live. And guys, just want to let everybody know nothing you hear from this AMA is financial advice. Everything you do with your money is your responsibility. The purpose of these AMAs is so that you will have a more in-depth look at the project so you can make the best investment decision possible. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get cracking. All right, Limitless Ape, Cryptophonics. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself? Either one can start off.
I'll go ahead and start. Cryptophonics. I'm the project owner of Okami. We really wanted to start this after a lot of bad things in the space. We wanted a place for past communities, future communities, to come together and really have a voice in a project, right? So that, that you have a say in everything. We really didn't like past projects where we thought we were given that option and we're not, and then find out later that it wasn't a good place to be. So we really wanted to change that and just have it where, when something is told to you is getting done, it's usually already done. And just to create a good vibe in a dark space right now. And that's what we're working towards.
Well said, Bonnie. Well said. And thank you guys. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there, Jake. But yeah, I'm Limitless, and you guys all know me from the space. Just like Phonics, I came from a lot of different projects that I invested in and thought they were legitimate, and got my time, my efforts exploited by corruption and just scammers, because 99% of projects out there are scams, and we are trying to rise above. We're trying to be the 1% within the space and bring all of that 1% under one roof with Okami. There is a lot of craziness and chaos right now in DeFi with just things that have happened in the past with other projects that have fallen apart. But this really is just our opportunity to bring community together to the best of our abilities. So thank you guys for having us. Really appreciate everybody being here, and looking forward to this.
All right, boom. So like I said, guys, Limitless, Phonics, they're both great speakers. Limitless is a record-breaking marketer in this space, and Phonics owns Okami. So you guys, when you guys are gonna know what I mean when I say Limitless can really he can really bring it. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and with you guys, I'm not gonna necessarily warm up. I'm gonna get straight into the deep questions, man. So right off the rip, man, we're in a down market right now. This market is down. A lot of people are down and out and depressed. They're sad, they're scared, they're anxious. Why would somebody invest into another meme coin? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, my thing is, in a down market, right? You're not looking. Some people are looking for pumps, just to make a little profit. But the main thing you can do in a down market is just build and get your community ready for when the market turns. Right now, people are happy, and like I said, I'm always on Ethereum network. People are happy with a 0.2 win or 0.15 win, stuff like that. So they leave early. But if a project is truly committed, if the devs and the team is truly committed, they'll keep their head down, keep working, keep pushing things. Not necessarily on building the price up on the token, but building the whole project up, the whole community up, because that's your number one utility, right? You can have the best product in the world, and if nobody wants it, you don't have anything. So this is your building time. It's not your pump time. The pump will come. But right now it's the building time, and a truly good project will build and build and build. And then when that time comes, it all comes together and explodes together. And the ones that truly believed and got in at the low price and held through the rough times, they're really your winners in the beginning, and then the rest just follows in place. But the main thing is just, you have to keep working while the market is down. You can't just give up on something because it's not, shooting to the moon immediately.
Yeah, I mean, like Phonics said, we're in a builder's market, and I think kind of launching out at a low, if you will. I mean, nobody knows where the market's going to go. I mean, it could go, Bitcoin and Ethereum could go to zero. I mean, there's projects that are dying every single day because like Galahad and I were talking about last night, people get into projects, they launch projects, and they think it's easy. They think they can just click a few buttons and suddenly the magic will just start to happen and people will pour in and invest, et cetera, et cetera. But people quickly learn just how hard it is to run a project. Once the hammer comes down, once it's like go time and the money isn't coming in, the volume isn't coming in, like those are the times when the true projects really hit the ground running and try to make it, essentially. And I think that in this market, we're going to see a lot of those other projects fade. And it's not really a fault of anybody. I mean, everybody may have good intentions in terms of launching a project, thinking that they can have that success. But when they quickly realize just how hard it is to make a legitimate project, how much effort has to go in terms of marketing, in terms of engagement, in terms of finances, in terms of all of the moving parts and the network that you need and the talent pool that you need and the skill sets that you need in order to take it to the next level, that's where people, they blindly grasp at straws because they have nothing. They just have a vaporware token that they've launched and have nowhere to go with it. As far as Okami goes, Phonics kind of built this out of the ashes of another project that we were invested in, that we were a part of, where bad actors ruled the space and ended up duping a lot of people. We're talking like probably over 100,000 people were affected by this. Everybody got exploited, and it's a shame that that happened. But the one thing that projects can't really dupe is the community in terms of the strong talent pool, the network of people all working collectively together, because the community is really what sends a project. And these dime a dozen bad actor devs, they like to take credit of, oh, I took this project to XYZ market cap, when in actuality they did nothing. The community did it all. And the community is always the one who is to blame when a bad actor dev can't hack it, when they can't figure it out, when they can't unlock the magic formula to make their project a success. Who's the first one to get blamed? The community, because they use people as a scapegoat to hide their true intentions and to hide their manipulative practices. And unfortunately, that's just the space and the world that we live in. And Okami is really designed to bring all these people together and to just allow them to blossom, because we've been fostering this mindset and mentality in DeFi for years with other projects. The people that we meet in DeFi as we invest in projects that either work or don't work or whatever, we like to retain the friendships that we make versus corrupt devs. They don't have anything. They don't have friendships. They don't have a network other than other people who want to scam individuals. And unfortunately, that's just the way that it goes. But with Okami, like, we're really building a legacy, and it will take time. It will take a lot of effort. And we've been fully transparent about that from the beginning. This is not going to be an easy journey. We are here to combat the exploitation that is in DeFi, and that is a lifetime job. It's not like we can just one day get the market cap to 10 million and say, oh, okay, cool, the job is done. Now we can all go home and take our profits. This is going to take a long time. As all of you know who are in this room, you've all been affected by rug pulls, by slow rugs, by manipulative practices within the space. We want to bring awareness to that. We have nightly VCs. Phonics talks a lot about Etherscan contracts, how to read them, educating people about how to be smarter investors, especially new people coming in. We want to protect people from the red flags that they don't even know to look for. So that's what Okami was really fostered from. And there's still people that sell. Like, we had a launch that, it kind of, a lot of people sold at launch, and we don't know who did that, but we have to wonder if it was like people, those bad actors trying to ruin the community to prove that, the community is going to die without me. Like, in their mindset, a lot of people think that way because they want to think that they were the legacy of the X market cap, and they want to prove that the community can't do anything. But the community here stands strong. The community here rises above. We come out of the toxicity and the negativity to treat others with kindness, respect, and take care of everybody that comes through the doors, because we have all been that individual that maybe just came from another project that was a rug, maybe is polarized, doesn't know whether they even want to invest. Me personally, I left DeFi for 2 months, and Phonics did as well. Once all that stuff went down in that other project where we all got affected and exploited, I never wanted to see DeFi again. But you know what brought me back? The community. Every single person in Okami and every single person that I've met along the way, all the amazing individuals, are the reason that I'm here today. I am a community advocate, and I stick up for anything that is right when it comes to integrity, transparency, and utility. But I'm also okay with having uncomfortable conversations, exposing corruption, and calling people out when they're not really acting with the best integrity, not in a way to hurt them, but in a way to protect the community, because I would much rather have everybody know about something so that they can be safe, rather than continue to be fooled by the man behind the curtain who's going from one rug to the next rug, making private groups, and getting to that point where he's just doing that cycle and fading the name, starting the next rug, getting it as high as he can, dumping on the community, making a new Telegram account, and starting the cycle again. That's what we want to avoid. And it's not easy. As you guys know, this is an enabler. DeFi is an enabler for corruption in the space. So that's kind of what Okami is bodied around. And I'm going to let Phonics speak a little bit more about some of the utilities and some of the things that are coming, because Phonics is working hard behind the scenes for all of the community members to do something truly special in DeFi. So I'm going to let you take it away, Phonics.
All right. Yeah, we started off, people wanted some utilities. So we went with the basics, right? We went with staking. We went with farming. But one thing I've noticed across this space is with staking and farming and everything, there's always penalties if you have something come up to where you have to withdraw your funds early. If you have an emergency, and the last thing you want to do is probably sell your tokens, or maybe it's just not going how you wanted it, and you choose to sell your tokens. Well, I made it where there was no penalty on any bought tokens. So anything you buy is always yours. I never wanted to penalize anyone in any situation of anything they paid for. So if you back out of our staking or back out of our farming, you get what you put in. That was one thing that I wanted to do. I did make the rewards where I can adjust them. I can add supply, and I keep supply on the side just for that. I can add supply, take the rewards up if I think they're getting too low, because they need to reward you for you staking. You need to be rewarded for farming because you're providing for the project, right? You're providing security on the floor for the project. So we made sure that we're able to up it when we need to. Also, it might be times where, hey, if you buy and stake, I'll add more supply and make it, even better. So, and we went through Brew Labs for all of this. So we knew we were safe. Brew Labs is backed by certain audits. We went through a reputable company instead of going through somebody that could just make it for us. And, then we're in control of it, right? So I wanted everybody to feel safe when they stake or when they connect. They know that their wallet is secure and stuff like that. All right. Then the future, we've got plans. We do have a game in development. We have a game designer on the team, but that's not the complete future, right? We got something I'm working on now to where you're going to be able to diversify in one place, which is at Okami. So if you trust the team, if you trust the people in the community, if you just trust the project in general, it's better to stick with the people you trust. So we're having it where you'll be able to diversify your wallet with us, where it will really pay for itself. It might cost you a little bit up front, but it's going to quickly pay for itself, right? And I can't get too much into it because I haven't put it out there yet. But just know it will be coming within the next couple of weeks. I have been in talks with a lot of different people to get the best price for the project, because I'm very transparent in the community. I'll tell you everything. I'll post the price that people ask of what we pay for things, because in my view, everybody needs to know where their money goes, right? You don't want to put all your money in and find out it's going to a dev wallet somewhere else or something like that. So, I let everybody know what things cost, the true cost of things. And I always just keep it open and on the floor for everybody. So the things that are coming in the future, I will announce it when it's completed. I never announce anything that's not already completed. I like to have it completed and done. That way, when I say, hey, guys, within the next week, this is going to happen, and it happens. I don't want to tell you in the next week this is going to happen, and then, you got to wait. Oh, it's been delayed. Now you got to wait 2 more weeks, and people start wondering if it's happening and stuff. No, I just rather say it when it's done, give you a date, and that way all I got to do is push the button and make it happen.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, so you guys also, everything that they said is 100% true. Guys, be mindful that, we have to have building in these phases in the market. We just do, we have to have building, because in order for something to be successful in the future, it has to start somewhere. And just historically, this is the best time to start a business. Any business person will tell you that this is the best time in down markets, so you can catch the full swing in the up market. The last thing you want is I would rather have a project start now than start at the peak of the market, And I want to let you guys know something. The last project that Limitless and Phonics were in hit an 8-figure market cap, and it sat there for months, I believe. And that was a result of Phonics' leadership, transparency, and character. It was a result of Limitless's character, and not only his character, but his professional marketing efforts. ETH was down about 60%. It would have been an automatic 3x if we were in a bull market. And everybody knows for a fact that that project would have hit at the bare minimum 9-figure market cap. So this is what I'm expecting from Okami. I have no doubts of Okami. And if Okami does somehow trip and fall in some weird, crazy way, which I can't see happening, but you never know what happens in the world, then I'm confident that Limitless and Phonics are going to make something else, and that'll be the moonshot. When you're investing and you come on our AMAs, the one thing that's different here is I ask questions that will allow the guest, to speak in such a way that reveals their character. And that's what you have to pay attention to. You're investing into a team and a community is what you're essentially doing. So you want to know what is up with them. And that's what I try to bring to you guys. That's why I try to ask the tough questions. That's why I try to reveal a lot. So pay attention to their character. Pay attention to their transparency. They're both docs. They're both very, very open, I'm not saying it's a bad thing if you're not, but they are. So pay attention to their character throughout this AMA. Another thing, you guys, what would you say is the primary reason why your project will be successful above other competitors? Because Okami, you just look at it, it just looks like a meme token. The first thing everybody wants to do is pump it up and just make some quick money. So what makes you guys have an advantage over everybody else?
Well, I'll say this. We look at it as our number one utility as our community, right? As long as you're trying to do right by people, the right things will fall into place. If you're not trying to scam people and take their money for nothing, for not doing anything and stuff like that, that's when the bad stuff comes. Sorry, my little boy wants my attention right now too. But as long as you're doing good things and really pushing forward, good things will happen, because people see you're not going anywhere. Okay, even if you hold a floor where we are right now for 2 or 3 months, but you're doing the right thing, you're getting people in, and then the market starts to shift. Now people know you're going to be there. You've been there through all of the bad. So my rule of thumb is your number one utility is your community, because that's what makes everything happen.
Limitless, you got anything to add on that?
Yeah, man. I mean, phonics, well said, man. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, we're building. Like I said, like if it doesn't matter the market cap, like the market cap could go down, the market cap could go up. We're here, and this community, like we have legendary shillers in here. We have legendary talent. We have an extensive network of people that we know within the space. And while, like I said, it was kind of a rough start in terms of like where the market cap started, where it went. If you look at the chart, I mean, a lot of charts are down. Let's be realistic. Like you look at Shiba Inu, you look at Volt, you look at a lot of things. Everything is down because the market's being drained. There's a lot of global FUD going around with the war, with the feds, the SEC regulation, all kinds of craziness, and these are really the moments to strike. These are the moments when you look at, all right, what kind of project am I looking to get invested in at the bottom? Like, do I want something that's going to be gone in a couple of days in terms of like a rug pull, or something that maybe I can make a quick 10x off of, but I got to be watching the charts every second and get out quick? Or do I want to look at something that's a longer hold that I can build with everybody else there? And I think that's really what's being tailored in Okami. Is it's definitely not meant to be a short-term hold. It's designed to be for the community, to build it out to whatever they want. Phonics is very open and listens to the suggestions of the community in implementing utilities, in implementing tax structures, and things of that nature, just based on what the overall community desires. It's not a full-blown DAO where people vote on it or anything like that. It's literally just the voice of the people. And I think that's an inspiration to people in and of itself, because we've all come from projects where our ideas get overlooked. We tell a dev something, they don't care. They just, kind of shirk it off, and, they just tell you, oh, great, or they tell you, oh, I don't care, or, they just don't really listen to what you have to say. I've experienced that. I know a lot of other people have as well. But we value every single person that's in Okami, which, again, this is the reason that I came back to DeFi. This is the reason that Phonics came back to DeFi. And I'm here because of Phonics and because of all of the amazing people that are in this community that I know from other projects. And we'll meet new people as well, and we'll continue to build that network out even stronger as we go. I mean, it's going to take time and effort and patience to do that, but we are building something truly special here. And, the staking and the farming utilities are great right out the gate. Staking was available day one. Farming came about a week later, both through Brew Labs, a very trusted platform. And just legendary that the community was able to utilize those functions almost immediately. And Phonics is creating new things, as he mentioned, diversification, and doesn't really want to drop too much info. Now, I do want to talk a little bit also about the marketing, because right now in Okami, we have a weird situation where all of our tweets are getting botted, and it's not our fault. I think it's a lot to do with Elon and the regulations that are going on within Twitter, and a lot of changes going on there. Him stepping down as CEO and losing a lot in marketing because he drove all the marketers away, myself included. Like, I used to be all about Twitter, but now it's become much harder to really get in and dive into Twitter because Elon shut it down, and it's costing him billions of dollars, and he realized that he messed up on many levels. So that's kind of a mess in and of itself. But, Phonics and I are always researching behind the scenes and watching what other projects are doing, what's working, what's not working, etc. And we are going to be launching a new social media initiative within the next couple of days. And we're going to be launching a Facebook page and a Facebook group as well, where we're going to be taking marketing to a new social media outlet, which has worked very well for very successful projects in the past. And not going to mention names, but these are huge projects that have really owned Facebook and have made that an integral part of their ecosystem and have thrived from that. So that's one outlet that we're looking at. And also, creating those utilities behind the scenes that are not only going to, allow community members to have something really cool within the space, but also to kind of just repair some of those network bridges that were burned with when corruption happens. and things go down in flames. The last project that we were discussing, when a bad actor rug pulls, it affects everybody. It affects the community, the holders, the mods, admin, the team, etc. Anybody not involved with the corruption. It involves the influencers and their network, and any other projects that may have come in within that network of finding out about it through one of those channels or sources. So the network effect can spread very significantly. And with that last project, there were probably hundreds of thousands of people that were affected by it. And it only takes one bad actor to ruin everything and to kill everything that was built up by the community, ruined by a single person. It takes a strong army to build it. It takes one dime a dozen to tear the whole thing down. And as sad as that is, we got to be realistic about it. We got to understand that, community strength is really what drives everything in DeFi. So reaching out onto Facebook to bring even more people in that want that true vision of a legacy being built in DeFi, a legacy of integrity, transparency, and utility within the space, with a base dev that is delivering on what he says and not overpromising and saying that he's going to release something and then never doing it. We've seen that happen so many times in the past, and it's just to protect the community. As much as Phonics would love to sit here today and tell you more about the utilities that are coming, he doesn't want to do that until everything is signed, everything is paid, and it is coming like days away. Then he drops the news, because if he drops it sooner and drops a date, then people are going to say when, and then that day's going to pass, because there's always delays on the blockchain, and it's only going to lead to disappointment, which will lead to people feeling like somebody let them down. And that's really the cycle of, dime a dozen projects that don't make it. And, the devs that end up bailing, it's because, they have the grand intention. They're basically, when you buy into a project, you are seed funding somebody's idea, and you're buying into an idea that can then be brought to fruition, you hope, and make you money. And a lot of times those dreams or those ideas are not very well thought out. They don't have all of the tax structure in place. They don't have sustainability in place so that it can be long-term. It's a great idea on paper, but when it comes to actually bringing it out, there can be all kinds of issues and complications. And again, I think a lot of people mean well, and a lot of people don't mean well. There's malicious people, and there's genuine people who have the dream but don't have the drive or the tenacity or the stamina to get the job done. And then they start treading water, and they drown quickly once all of their resources burn out. But I can say, from working with Phonics and knowing him within the space, he's a genuine guy. He's literally trying to build the legacy of community. He fostered the legacy of community for almost a year and a half in this other project, and then was ousted from that project for no reason, and kind of, ostracized, when he was really the person who built it up in a lot of ways. And I've experienced that in multiple projects as well that I've come from, where, you get exploited by somebody, then suddenly you're scapegoated and you become the bad guy so that they have somebody to blame for their own shitty behavior. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. But people who are in the know and people who are involved in those projects know the truth and are not afraid to speak out about the truth, about what really happened. And at the end of the day, we're all here because of each other, because we are that 1%. We are building something truly special here that we feel can't be touched. So even though it's a down market, like it's a builder's market, we're encouraging people to build with us, even if they can't invest. Like, it doesn't matter. We have people in here who haven't even invested in the project, but they come and hang out with us because they just truly care about the community, and they know what we fostered. And maybe they've been wrecked by other projects and can't even afford to buy in, but they're here because of all the individuals. And that's the most important part. Community is everything. We even have bad actor devs who make fake accounts come hang out in the voice chat and in our Telegram because they're FOMOing hardcore for that community that they can never really embrace because they never built it themselves. They were never the legacy. They were never part of it. They were just a bad actor that was there to fill a spot and to screw everybody over. And they're the lonely guy sitting in a room, desperate for friendships that will never come. And they have a network of a few scammers here and there that are, ready to do the next rug pull with them and waiting in that room with them and planning that stuff out. But they don't really know what friendship is. They don't know what community is. They don't know what it is to embrace with a strong community and celebrate the successes of the strength of community, because all they think about is themselves. And so hopefully that answers that question. Sorry, I'm a little long-winded, but yeah, that's all I got.
Yep, answered it perfectly. And I totally agree with everything you're saying as well. Good stuff. One thing, the next question I would ask is, everybody's thinking, okay, so I hear you guys thinking, I hear you guys saying, all right, the community is most important. We love our community. We care about our community, and, we've heard this a lot, so one thing people want to know is, how are you going to market it out? How are you going to really how are you going to fuel us and take us to where you promised to take us? How are you going to, man, for lack of better terms, ensure us success? Because you can love us and you can work for us, but not make it successful. So what are the marketing plans that you guys have moving forwards? How do you plan to market this? Is there a special strategy, or are you guys sticking to basics and what works, or you guys have your own thing you've created?
You want to answer the marketing part, Limitless, or you want me to?
Absolutely. That's cool. Well, like I said, we're launching the Facebook initiative. So we're gonna be branching out to that. We have legendary shillers around the clock pushing out tweets, and while we're dealing with the Twitter issues, we don't give up. We never give up, and they want us to give up. If there's bad actors that are out there botting stuff or doing whatever, who knows what's really happening, but we don't give up, and we know how to create bullish sentiment, and we know how to network with other people. We have a vast network of people that are ready, and they are waiting on the sides, and we have supports of very strong communities in DeFi that are watching what we're doing, and they are encouraging what we're doing, and they're supporting from the sidelines. And they probably have their own thresholds of comfort level and buy zones and exposure zones, if you will. But I would say, we have that going. We have the Facebook coming up. We're going to continue to do AMAs. We're going to continue to do Twitter Spaces. We're going to continue to branch out. This is an organic community effort in all form and fashion. A lot of our AMAs and Twitter Spaces, we get them for free, or we pay very little for them. And that's kind of the mentality that we've always fostered in DeFi, not because we're cheapskates, but just because we have a lot of people within our network that are willing to invest their time and their space to us to be able to convey that vision. I have people always asking me, hey, you want to do an AMA? You want to do a Twitter Space? You want to line this up? We have those coming, and we want to space them out. We want to make sure that we're doing a couple at a time to get every network, to continue to broaden the exposure of the audience, if you will. So that's never going to end. And as DC knows and Phonics knows, we create bullish sentiment wherever we go, and that's never going to change. We're always going to have something that we can give to the audience, if you will, in terms of what's coming. But sometimes it has to be limited, like reserved with Phonics, like we talked about the new utilities that are coming out. We can't always just have bullish news every single day of things coming, but we are always working in the background. I mean, we work 12, 15-hour days behind the scenes when people might think it's silent, nothing's going on. There's a lot going on in terms of conversations being had, Twitter being rated all day, networking opportunities being presented. I mean, networking in and of itself. DC and I were talking about this last night about, the levels of marketing and how Twitter works. And I think it's important to understand that there's multiple layers of marketing on Twitter. I mean, first you have trending, of course. You want to get trending so people see your name. So there's that one aspect of it, and that's pushing out massive tweets and getting your hashtag trending. then you also have rating influencer posts to kind of chip away. Like I was explaining to DC last night, like as people are rating all day, they're looking for people who are interested in a project that whatever it is that is being shilled, if you will, or networked or marketed. I'm sorry. And so when you start to see an influencer notice the strength of the community, and maybe they like a post but don't retweet it or something like that, then you start to say, oh, okay. And we have a legacy shill group of legendary shillers, top of the line. These guys are amazing people. I've known them for a long time, and they just know what they're doing in the Twitter realm, and they're epic. And so we have our own tactical strategies going on behind the scenes at all times of, hey, this person just liked this post. Let's go ahead and continue to target this person, because the goal with it is not just to get them to like a post and retweet it. Yes, that's good, because then it's kind of networking to their audience, but you can't really convey the vision of what's coming or what you're trying to foster based off of a single tweet. Although maybe you can do a few things and you can kind of get that basic overview, you can't do the same as having an AMA. So the goal with Twitter is always to get to that point where we can bring them into the Telegram and help them see the vision, but also to allow ourselves to have that opportunity on their stage, to be the voice of whatever it is, whoever their audience is, to then be able to present the vision to them. So networking is not a simple or easy thing to crack. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of in-depth analysis that goes into it, and a lot of intense strategy when it comes to it as well. But we feel like we continue to build that. We continue to branch that out as time goes on. The network just gets larger and larger and larger as more and more people discover it, because it's all about that relentless, ruthless behavior on Twitter and on other social media platforms that pushes you through and allows people to get that exposure when it comes to finding a new relevant project, especially at the bottom.
And I want to add to it too. I mean, without saying so much, when you diversify, right, that's other projects, right? So when you start to make it where people can diversify where you are, you're basically connecting communities. Sometimes you have to make the first move for the bigger communities as well, the bigger projects. When you talk with them, you make the moves. Once they see that you're true to your moves, then they also put you out there as well to their community, because you're doing things to help them alongside of, your own utility you're creating. So once you do that, and I'm not talking about some, if you come over there with Okami, you're going to get diversified. It's not going to be in bullshit Inu or nothing like that. It's going to be, top projects that we're talking about that we're going to be doing stuff with. Not the little stuff. We're not making a swap with the Uniswap swap with our skin over it or nothing like that. It's nothing like that. Your typical things that you see everywhere else. We're doing something that actually truly diversifies you. And it's going to be in some of the top projects. So that's going to bring more attention, more eyes, more communities together.
That's what's up, man. Good stuff. Good stuff right there. But hey, look, right now, that's all the questions I have. We're at about 45 minutes now. And so right now, if you guys don't have anything else to say, I'm gonna go ahead and toss it over to the community.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna unmute PCI first. I'm gonna unmute PCI first. Wait, no, I think I saw M in here longer. Okay, M, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question. The floor is yours. M, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question, man. Okay, I'm gonna mute his mic, and when he wants to come back, he can raise his hand. All right, PCI, I'm going to you. PCI, if your mic does not work, I'm gonna start talking about your mama or something.
Sure. Thank you, DC. First of all, I like the analogy that you bring from, the project referring to Okami. I like the Japanese mythology, and Okami is a wolf, and wolf, despite being a bit known for doing bad in other cultures, in the Japanese, Okami is a deity which protects people from robbers, bad entities, and escorts people through their path. So I really like the way that you mentioned it, like the similarities. Um, so talking about the project, I know you talk about like doing like marketing in a really special way, which was doing Facebook and other things, which is, let's say, not normal to do nowadays, and that's really good because uh, I know in Facebook there's too many people like who are like not crypto related investors who could actually be interested into the project. That's really 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 good to a marketing aspect. um but we are in a bear market right now. I think like you mentioned, community is everything, and you want to to protect your community. uh, but uh, talking about that, what are you going to do to maintain that people, that community, hype enough, because I know you want to great success, reach success through community, which is really important. But not all the people is like patient, and patient is a really important thing. So how are you going to maintain them hype enough to to be able for them to to experience like all the good things about the project, and actually like bring other people, because that's one thing that that could be like really good for a project, that investor bring others to the project because they like the project. And we will be you doing like any kind of contest, like raffles, any kind of competition, you know, to actually like keep the community, the investor together through through all the bear markets. When it ends, that hopefully it ends pretty soon. You know, they still stick with you, and and support through like all the bull rooms.
Okay. Yeah. One thing about us, right? We're not absent team members. You can come in our chat anytime and talk with us. We have VCs pretty much every night. Galahad can attest to that. We have run contests. We've run probably 5 or 6 contests. We're not even a month old. It's not always a buy contest. We've only had one buy contest, and that was the very first or second day of launch, right? Everything's always join this, tweet this. We have people, this is not a community that's only a month old. Even though the project's not a month old, this community has been together for over a year. We know each other. The utilities that we launch are not going to be all at one time either. It's going to be staggered. So it's always going to be something else coming that involves another project or another community as well, to bring new faces in. We're everywhere. We go to Twitter. We're in here. We joined a panel the other day and talked. Wasn't even about Okami. We were just there. We network. We get out there and we talk to people. I'm not afraid to show my face. If you look at my profile, I mean, I will get out there. I will cut the camera on at any given moment. Different ones in here have seen me do it. I will ensure you. I mean, we have hoodies. We do have merch out there. We have everything that you can have, and we stay active. We're always here, there, doing this, whether if I'm at work, at home, whatever. See, I'm also a working dev, right? I don't rely on the crypto to maintain my household. My job maintains my household. Crypto is what I love. It's what I love to do. Being with the community is what I love to do. It's not even about me making the money for that. My job takes care of everything I need, but I want everybody to win as a whole. And everybody knows me. I'm the type person where I would like everybody to make $1 rather than one person make $100, right? So when you get the feel for the integrity of the community and the integrity of the team, when you're in there, you don't want to leave. Even if you don't have money to invest, we don't say anything. We don't care. It's all about building and networking and making things better in this space, right? So when you do good things with good people, you attract good things and good people.
Yeah, and I want to add to that too. We are going to have more contests coming up, especially with the Facebook launching. We are going to be doing some contests on Twitter to really build up that Facebook group, because I mean you can't just create a group and expect people to come to it. I mean we're going to be doing target marketing. We have a vast network of people that we do target marketing with that works really well in terms of pushing that stuff out. And I think that is probably going to be the next contest. We've had other contests where Phonics does like burns. He's big on burning. We haven't really even touched too much on burning, and I'll let him kind of take that next. But he's had it where if you buy X amount, I'll match up to this amount and burn the same amount of that supply that you bought within this 24-hour period. He's big on burns. The goal is to burn a lot of the supply. And a lot was allocated in the initial supply for burns specifically for that. And so far, I don't remember the exact number, and Phonics maybe can touch on it, but it's above 20% that's already been burned, and this token is a little under 1 year old. But definitely, I'm sorry, 1 month old, my bad. But definitely look out for contests that are going to be coming. Join the Telegram. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. Follow the Twitter. We're going to be pushing those out. We try to make things fun for everybody. We've done shill contests. We've done biggest buy contests. We've done buy contests for burning. We've done follow contests. We get creative with contests when we need to do them, and we look for, just like you think about it, like looking at a chart, right? When you're doing swing trading and you're looking for when volume is starting to slip and when to sell, and you're looking for the floor and when to buy, we're doing the same thing with efforts. We analyze efforts. We analyze the sentiment of the market and of the community in order to implement things at the right moment when they're needed to keep people engaged. And I think that that's what makes our community hold so strong, like what you were asking about. How do you retain the people and continue to just allow them to remain interested in your project even if the price isn't pumping? And that's exactly it. It's the little things that can say a lot about a project when it comes to the community. I mean, do we want it to moon tomorrow and get back to all-time high and rise above all-time high and find that solid floor? Of course. And I think that we will get there, but it may not be as soon as we think, just based on the market sentiment and the way that the chart looks now. But with being such a small market cap of like, I don't know, maybe like 300,000 market cap, maybe a little less, it wouldn't take much volume at all to get back to that 1.2 million market cap level. So like we're not stressing. Sure, some people who maybe are more focused on swing trades and you know maybe down a little bit because they bought on the way down or whatever, they might be a little bit stressed out. They might be selling for a loss, et cetera, et cetera. We can't predict what people are going to do, or you know we understand if they need to sell, or you know we don't force people to buy or sell. It's up to them, and we respect them and even help them. We've had people that have sold and have taken that money to other projects, and I reach out to them because I value them as friends and let them know just to, you know, to be careful, not to come back to Okami, but just to be cautious of projects that, you know, may not really rally as much as they think, and buying all-time high and just kind of trying to protect our community from loss. You're welcome to come and go as you please, and people do. They buy in, they sell, they always come back because of the community. They FOMO for us hard, and we have a lot more people that aren't even here yet. And I know that sounds a little weird, but we came from a community of a lot of holders. I mean, my community network extends probably close to 100,000 people if I had to guesstimate. And a lot of those people got wrecked in other projects and things of that nature, and they're just polarized by the market. They don't want to buy into anything. They look at the chart and they see, well, these are good people, but look at the chart. you know, and that's we respect that. We don't judge them or hate them because they don't buy. They're still part of our family. They're still part of this great community. But we know that they're watching. We know that eventually they will FOMO for this community. New ones join every day. New faces. It's like a family reunion every day as new people come in and they see all the other people that are already there and they get very excited. And new people coming in, like some of you guys who may not know us already, you're not going to know. You're not going to know those names, or maybe you know a few of them here and there, and that's fine. But you'll quickly learn why this community is so special, why it continues to have that energy, even though the chart looks like the way it does. It's not a dead community. It's a group of people who really want to foster that legacy and build this out into the true potential of what we know that we are. We have outtrended the top projects in crypto. Very small group of individuals have outtrended hashtag SHIB, have outtrended some of the top meme tokens out there just from the strong community. So we know our reach, we know our potential, and we know that we have to work to bring all of our friends and community members home. But when they do come here, through all the organic community outreach that we do on a daily basis in other voice chats, helping people, in other Twitter spaces, helping people, sometimes having uncomfortable conversations, sometimes ruffling a few feathers and being a little bit controversial in terms of, you know, normalcy when it comes to what you talk about in the space. And I think that that is really what sells. Spectacle is what sells in the crypto space. As much as we hate spectacle and drama and things of that nature, it's really what brings people together, because once the ashes settle, once the dust falls, those that are still remaining have found the true floor of the community effort. Community effort is just like any chart. You can measure its peak, you can measure its floor, you can find your true holders, and that's what I analyze. I tie efforts in marketing from the community into the chart itself. And so I take shilling and marketing to a whole new level, which a lot of people just, their eyes glaze over. They don't understand. They don't care. They want to know, but it's a lot. It's a complex algorithm of many different factors that continue to change. And we continue to analyze. We continue to kind of change with the times, if you will, as implementations are brought in that just kind of disrupt the way that marketing is as a whole within the Twitter space and social media marketing. Like, it's there is no easy answer, and we make mistakes just like everybody. We're human. We will probably make 20 mistakes before it's over. I will probably have 50 Twitter accounts banned by the time this legacy is built, because that's just the way that it goes. And when we have an account banned, we make another one, we pick up the pieces, and we keep going with it, because we know how this works. And we know that eventually you keep putting that effort through, you keep punching at that wall, and you will break through resistance. You will shoot through to the other side, and the light will come through, and people will start to see the exposure for whatever it is that you're offering. So I hope that answers some questions about the community and about our commitment to them in terms of engagement. We're always trying to make it fun. We're like family there, guys, and we look forward to meeting every single one of you. Even if you don't invest, we encourage you to come hang out, spend time in the nightly VCs, learn about how to protect yourself. The other day, Phonics was teaching people about Etherscan, how to look for red flags on contracts, how to look for things tied to a deployer that are being sold or sent to random wallets and funneled out. Corrupt things within the DeFi space that the scammers don't want you to know. That's why they hate us so much. That's why they bought us. That's why they try to shut us down. It's because they know that we are not afraid to speak out about these things in order to protect the amazing community. And DeFi extends beyond the scope of an individual project. It's not just Okami and that's it, Saitama, SHIB, Volt, whatever. We are one. Regardless of the divisiveness of projects, we are a unity, and we need to learn to protect each other. Just the other day, Phonics helped some people recover staked NFTs in a contract where the website got deleted because of corruption within the space. These NFTs were locked, and he helped somebody pull up an Etherscan and actually retrieve their NFTs, and has offered that service out to anybody for free just to help them. So these are the kind of things that Okami is doing. While it may just seem like a chart that's failing like everything else in the market, there is so much more going on behind the scenes and within the Telegram and externally within the Twitter, even though you may not see it because a lot of it's getting botted. There's probably 50,000 tweets about Okami going out every single week. And you may not even see them right now because we're trying to break through that resistance. But when they do break through, and when we crack the algorithms and break into that social media, it's going to get pretty wild. Not financial advice. We don't know. I mean, ETH and Bitcoin could go to zero. We don't know where the future is headed, but all we have is the right now, and all we have fostered is a strong community that is willing to band together to really send this to the next level. However long it takes, however much effort it takes, we are there fighting for the 1% in DeFi of the non-scammers. 99% of it's scams. 1% of it is genuine, authentic people who want to forward the momentum of the development on the blockchain. This is the 1%. And there's a lot of other communities out there that are the 1% too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that every other community is bad. There's a lot of amazing people out there running amazing projects, and we support every single one of them that's acting with integrity, transparency, and utility. But we do not support the bad actors. We do not support the scammers, the exploiters. We will call you out. We will shut you down. We have access to the strongest networks in DeFi that are very powerful, that can find out things that even we couldn't do. We have access to all of that. The days of scammers will come to an end, and this is why they're so intimidated by us. This is why they try to shut us down and prove that Okami will fail, because they are very scared of the voices that we possess and the power and the network that we have within the crypto space. So thank you guys. I hope that gives you some clarity. Hope you guys will come hang out with us. I'll open this up. I'm sure more people have questions. I know we're kind of running on the last few minutes here, but
Yeah, thank you. That was really inspiring. Like you said, community, I think, is the soul of the project. Like, it is the 50% of the project, I will say. To add something else, to finish,
And hey, look, brother, we got to move on, dude. Love you, but we got to move on, bro.
All right. Sorry. Thank you, DC.
Always DM Limitless. Yep. All righty. Thank you so much, PCI, for dropping out. And Limitless, do me a favor, man. Amazing responses, but let's keep it short. Just so we can get everybody in. I want everybody to be able to have a chance. All righty. Let's get Shamir. Shamir, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question, man.
Okay. Thanks a lot, DC. Please, my question is, you talked about your project being a community driven. So, and you also talked about how to aggregate the greater happiness of the greatest number. That's the aggregated happiness, or the great aggregated choice of the people, of your holders. So my question is, what measures will you take? Will it be based on amount of tokens each holder holds? That's for them to vote for the community, for them to decide what happens in the project. Will there be a certain amount of token for them to hold? Then my second question is, what measures do you set in place to ensure sustainability of this project? You talked about this project being a long-term project. So I would like to know, what measures do you set, or do you plan to set, to sustain this project in the long run? Thanks a lot.
Okay, as far as people having tokens to vote, I'm not doing that, because I don't just value the people who hold the majority of the tokens. Because if you go by that, then the top 5% could dictate everything you do in a project, right? I believe every voice should be heard. So we bring it up inside the TG, and as we open new things, we'll bring it up in there. and we let if we do a vote, a poll, or something like that, we go by the true community, who's the active members, who necessarily don't have $100,000 to invest or something like that. If you got $5 to invest, if you're just a community holder, just anything, then your voice should still be heard. It shouldn't be about how many tokens you own, right?
Okay, my question is like, for someone to take part in the voting, must the person hold a certain amount of your token, that's the Okami token, or just a random member of the community, whether you are a holder or not?
The active members of the communities are the ones who vote.
So not possibly, you mustn't hold the Okami token for you to vote.
Right. Now, anything that we put out there to vote on is something that's already been vetted that cannot hurt us. You see what I'm saying? Like, it might be a choice of this or that, and you pick the one, the whole community gets a chance to vote. I'm not going to go through wallets. I'm not going to go through see if you hold a token. No, because the people who are active in the community usually are your ones that hold the tokens anyway. They're the ones that's there. They're active. They're pushing everything out. They're doing everything they can. It shouldn't be about if you got 100,000 versus somebody having $5 in there. And that's what you get a lot of times in a DAO is the top holders can decide everything. And what are they going to do? They're going to decide what's best for their bag rather than what's best for the project. So if you get true believers, they see your vision, they understand what you're trying to do, it's best to have everybody's opinion. And it's not just like vote or nothing like this. No, we talk about things every night in our VC. We talk about things in our community, things that we're implementing, things that we want to implement. And we have a discussion about it and see which way we want to go. It's truly community driven in that sense. So most of the stuff is where we talk. We talk to everybody, and everybody voices their opinions or their questions about it and stuff like that. Now, as far as future funding and all goes, all right, half of everything goes towards the LP of the project. You buy and sell, half of it goes to the LP with the taxes. Okay, that's a burned LP. So that continues to grow as well. Okay, we burn tokens down so there's not so many to trade. That's one reason why, when you burn tokens, your market cap goes down, your price don't. So as you said, we've already burnt 27%. As of this Saturday, we'll be over 31%. We do a burn every Saturday night. We because I have the tokens locked, and I have 4% unlocked every Saturday night from the allocated supply that I locked for the burns. So we're constantly doing everything to build and keep the floor where it is for future. A lot of the funding stuff, a lot of stuff we do, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, people will lie to you about how much they pay for stuff. Some stuff is not as expensive as you think, but people make it that way so they can take money out of the project into their own pocket. I'm not doing that. I'll let you know exactly what it costs. Some people tell you something costs 50 grand, it costs 5 grand. So it doesn't take a shitload of money to run a project. Now, if you want to pay $40,000 for influencers and stuff like that, that's when you run into the money. There's no return on investment there. I'd rather put the money into the people in the community, into the project, into their own chart and burn it, stuff like that. The utilities. I want to put the money where it needs to go, not in anybody else's pocket.
All righty. That's what's up,
All
man.
right,
Good
thank
answer.
you for the answer. Thank you, GC, for the
Appreciate it.
opportunity.
Hey, man, absolutely, dude. Thank you for coming by. Keep on coming by. All righty. Next up, let's go straight over to Rayhan. Rayhan, your mic is unmuted. You can go ahead and answer a question. The floor is yours.
Hey DC, what's up, brother?
What's up, big dog? Do me a favor and cut your mic up so everybody can hear you pretty well. We're kind of struggling.
Okay, can you hear me properly now?
Yeah, we got you now. Go ahead, man. What's up?
Okay, I have read your website. Then you have mentioned that you are mainly based on the village
You
village people.
gotta
So
slow down
how
a little
would
bit.
you
Big dog, you gotta slow
know
down.
let?
Sir, you gotta slow down a little bit. You're speaking a little fast right now, and it's hard to understand what you're saying. So when you speak really quickly, sometimes people who are of a different language can't understand what you're saying. So you have to try and speak slower. All right, go ahead and try again.
Okay, you in your website you have mentioned that you mainly focus on the village people and you are inspired by them. So as far as I know that most of the village people actually they don't have the accurate knowledge of cryptocurrency and any project. So how do you have the plan for making learning them? Or how do you make go to them because they have poor knowledge of cryptocurrency?
I didn't quite understand the question.
Yeah, big dog. Say that last part, but say it slower.
Okay, you have mentioned that you are inspired by the village people, right?
Inspired by the
And
what?
Hey,
you
Rayhan,
want
just,
to.
just just state what the question is, but do it slowly.
Okay, I leave that question. I ask another question. Do you have any staking program?
Yes, we currently you can stake on Brew Labs. We use Brew Labs for our staking and our farming. It was available on the day of launch. The farming came 7 days later.
Okay, then either staking is locked or flexible. Suppose if locked, then if I want to withdraw my locked token, do I need to any like extra fees for withdraw if locked?
There are no fees of any bought tokens. The only thing you can lose if you early withdraw is a portion of your rewards.
Okay, that's awesome. And one last question about your taxes that you mentioned about 7% buy and sell tax. So I am always focusing on taxes. So do you have to plan to increase taxes in near future, like you remain constant buy tax and you increase sell tax like 30% or 40%?
No, I've told everybody our taxes will never be more than 14% round trip. The community even asked me in the last 2 weeks to change it to 0 buy and 14 sell. And that's what we did for 2 weeks. And then we changed it back to 7 and 7, but it will never go over 14% round trip. If anything, it'll go lower.
Okay, that's awesome. I appreciate you, man, and thanks, PCA, for the opportunity, and thanks for answering my question.
100%, man. Just keep on coming by, bro. Appreciate you coming out. All righty. Now let's take our move right over to Benova. All right, Benova, your mic is unmuted and the floor is yours. Spotlight's on you.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
I just have one single question to ask. I saw your roadmap on your roadmap, which is in the second phase. They are planning to have 300 300 holders. My question is, how do you intend to get these holders from the market, considering the state of the market right now? How do you intend to get these holders of your token? That is, future holders of your token. That's my question.
Yeah, right now, you just keep working and you keep putting your name everywhere, right? You have to get your name out there for people to see. You have to get people into the community for them to see how things are run. So the main way to get holders is to get your project out there. Is to get out there and talk to people like we're doing today. We're talking to new faces. You guys probably don't know me. Some of you do, some of you don't. You get people out there and you talk to people and you get them in the community and let them see what it's all about. Let them see that your integrity is in the right place. Let them see that, you're going to be here. You're not some person that's going to run off with everything. Let them have their chance to look at the contract. Let them have their chance to do their Etherscan exploring. They don't know how, teach them how. Teach people how to do things in the space. Because one thing you never forget is where you learn something at. And if you can tie yourself to where you learn it at, and that's a project, and the project is there, that's more than likely, that's where you're going to put your money. And that's where you gain your holders.
Okay. Thank you for your sincere executive, Phoenix. And thank you for this opportunity to listen. Thank you.
Of course, man. You're always welcome. All righty. Now let's go to Nikia. Nikia, I see you're representing Okami. Your mic is unmuted. You can go ahead and ask your question. The spotlight is on you and the floor is yours. Nikia, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, I appreciate it. Look, I actually don't have a question. I just have some statements to make. All these guys, what they're saying, Cryptophonics and Limitless 8, their actions have backed up their words. They're not just saying it; they're practicing what they're preaching. See, I found my way into Okami from the jump in the pre-sale. On the pink sale, Phonics let me in on the whitelist spot, and so I stayed with Okami. I listened to them, and everything they've been saying, their actions back up their words. Not too long ago, actually, Phonics helped me with some things on the ETH. All these things they're telling y'all. This way to help me learn how to use Etherscan and to further my knowledge and application with this whole DeFi. And I just want to let y'all know that these men, Cryptophonics and Limitless 8, what they are on, I prove that they are practicing what they're preaching. So I'm in Okami, and I'll stay with Okami because people who want to help people in this space. And thank you for letting me speak. I won't take up too much more time, but I just want to share what I've actually experienced already with Okami from the jump. And I'm excited to see where this project goes, and blessed to be a part of it. Appreciate it.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you for coming out. All righty. Let's see. Let's get $1 million up. $1 million. I see you, man. Go ahead. Got your mic unmuted, and I'm ready for your question. Hit us with it.
Thank you, agents, for giving me this opportunity. My question is, who developed your smart contract?
Phonics is the one that did the contract.
Okay, that's fine. So, what has been your biggest challenge in your project, and how were you able to overcome that?
The biggest challenge is the market sentiment, right? If you look across the board, most charts are down. So the way you get through that is you just continue to build, you continue to work. You don't give up on your project because that's supposed to be your baby. You continue to work, continue to grind, and when the market turns, everything turns with it. So what you do is you prepare everything you need to roll out at that time to roll out. You prepare your community. They're already set with their holdings, right? So now when things start to turn, now everybody comes in. Everybody that believes is happy. More people are coming in. They're seeing the same sentiment as everybody else. It all works out. But during the down times, you can't just say, oh, we'll pick it back up in a month, or we'll just take this break. There are no breaks. You work, you grind, you push it forward. You do everything you can. You fight for it like it's your life.
Okay, thank you very much. That's fine. So my last question is, do you have plans for airdrop in future?
No airdrops. We don't give out tokens to anybody for anything like that. We will have contests here and there, but mostly we pay in ETH. I've only done tokens, I think, to 4 people in a contest, and that was a little while back, and it wasn't much. It was up to a 0.1 ETH buy, it was 1 person per 10 buyers or per 10 buys. But I don't like airdropping tokens to people because not everybody has good intentions with those tokens, and that can really hurt everybody else.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much for the opportunity and best of luck to your project. Thank you, agent. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All righty. Next up, let's get Dr. Oxygen. Dr. Oxygen, what's up, man? Go ahead and ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you loud and clear. Go ahead, man.
All right. So while I was reading through the website, I saw a part that stated something about staking and reflections. So my question is, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So sorry, I was cut out at the point. So it was stated that there are going to be reflections of your on the staking. Now, would this staking reflections come in stable coins, or are they going to be on from your tokens? And how do you plan to these reflections not to affect your plans on the long run regarding stability and availability of the provision of these reflections?
Okay, the staking is rewards, right? So you lock your tokens and you get rewards. People who lock their tokens up usually are ones that believe it's a 30-day lock. Now, I always preach you buy, you sell, you do whatever you want to do, right? So the way a project gets money is through taxes, of course. So if people do take out of the staking, if they take out early, they lose a lot of their rewards. They don't lose their actual bought tokens because that's not fair. But if they sell, I mean, you get taxes just like if anybody else sells, right? Now, it's not that big of a reward to where we can't sustain it. Okay, that's the main thing I want to do when I talk to Brew Labs. I wanted sustainability to where we can provide this, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, even if everybody was to stake. And that's the way we have it set up. So yeah, some people will take out and they may sell their staking rewards. It's no different than if anybody else sells their bag. Buys and sells happen. That's price action. That's what you need. You need volume. So it's not going to hurt people. It's just going to be, like normal buys and sells. But it's not set too high as to where you stake a small bag and now you got this huge bag 30 days later. It's not set up like that. It's set up to where you're gaining interest for holding the floor. You're being rewarded for believing in us enough to stake your tokens. And you get paid in Okami tokens, not stable.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
All righty. Thank you, sir. Okay, M. I've seen you up for a while. All righty, M. Wait a minute. There we go, M. Your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question.
Yo, thanks for having me, guys.
Wait a second. Hey, hold up a second. Wait a minute. Okay, M, I want to let you know something. You came in here with all that energy. So this question had better be good. All right? Because if it's not, I'm going to get you. If the question is not
that's
good,
fair. That's fair.
I'm going to get you. All right, go ahead.
My question is something I ask a lot of projects, and it's really just it's somewhat generalized. Most projects have influences or things that have inspired them, be it real world experiences growing up in the business world, or whatever professions you guys are in, or cryptocurrency projects and their shortcomings or successes. And so oftentimes we're either attempting to emulate a project or some core values that project exemplified, or attempting to avoid common shortcomings. And so between like cryptocurrency projects or real world experiences, I'm just trying to feel out what are some of the main drivers that influence you guys on a daily basis, even from like your personal lives and your personal experience outside of cryptocurrency, or if that's not as relevant, specific projects in cryptocurrency that may drive you.
Okay, yeah. Been involved in projects that didn't hold their end of the deal. They promised the world, and really and seriously, they weren't forgetting it. Okay, they wanted everything to go really smooth, and then all of a sudden, it didn't matter. And that's one thing I noticed is through the communities that we talk to, the communities we have, we're all about trying to get them people together to show them that, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to do what we say. Real life experience. I'm a production supervisor. Okay. I got there by working hard. I didn't get there because someone handed it to me. I worked my way there. And I did that with gaining the trust of my bosses, right? And I've learned along the way, even if you screw up, if you tell the damn truth, people understand. People realize, hey, at least you didn't lie to me, and that goes further. I'd much rather build on trust than build on hype, because hype will die, but trust won't. So my real life is built on trust. This project is built on trust, and that's how we're going to run things.
Yo, I totally appreciate the answer. I feel like that question oftentimes is just revealing about a project's founders or the main people working it. And so it's for me, some of the most important stuff for me to know about a project, apart from its use case or utility, just familiarizing myself with the integrity of the people running the project. And so that's often a useful question, and I appreciate the answer.
And I appreciate you responding. Come check us out. I think you'll like it. We talk to everybody. We don't hide. We're in there talking.
Definitely will do.
My man got it. Good question, man. You did not disappoint. We're good. We're square.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks.
it, man. Come by more often, dude. All righty. Next up, let's get Minstrel David. Minstrel David, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question. All right, Mr. Min. There you go.
All right, thank you, sir. Awesome presentation from you guys, and it's been amazing. Thank you, Mr. DC, for this privilege. All right, sir. My question is simple, and I want to channel it to the current state of the market. As it is now, no one can actually decide where the market is going. It's going to go up, or it's going to become more bearish. So, looking at your projects, it's been amazing, but then I believe that's not exactly what you want to see or achieve. So, sir, how do you intend to, aside of the DMEs, the marketing you're doing, maybe you have plans for offline marketing too? Maybe going about doing one-on-one seminar or something, just to get your project out there, especially with the Japanese people. And I don't know, do you have Japanese as some of your team members? And then how do you intend to because even though the market is so unrealistic and unstable currently, I believe you still have a wide. There are still projects that has been launched and they are still doing well, even though not all. So how do you intend to minimize this threat, current threat of the market in your favor? How do you intend to probably silence it to the barest minimum, so that at least you can thrive, so that Okami can thrive, and then that's just the basic thing, because that's the most pivotal thing I think we should look for, because you know now many people are scared, including myself, and investing in project nowadays makes me so scared, because I've done that several times and eventually I got out. So how do you intend to sideline the negative effect of the current threat of the current state of the market in your favor, aside of these current plans you have? And peradventure, if you have just an opportunity to change just one thing in the current space, in the current happenings in the space, what would that one thing be, and how can you implement that in your system to thrive?
Okay, Limitless, do you want to answer this or do you want me to answer it?
Man, honestly, I'm gonna let you take that one if that's cool.
Okay. All right. So implementing another country into a project, right? We don't have any Japanese ties, right? Unless somebody in the community is Japanese. Nobody on the team is. We're US based and we have one of the members from the UK. Okay, but that's one thing, like Facebook, stuff like that. Some people don't get on TG. So we're going to implement things in other social media aspects as well, to where it reaches a broader range of people that's everywhere. So that's one way to get your name out there. As far as correcting the market sentiment and all of that, we can't do that. We can't correct that. You know, the market sentiment is what the market sentiment is. But what we can do is we can stay relevant. We can stay here. We can build up things for when the market correction does happen. Obviously, you know, like I said, everything's in the red. So you got to wait for that greed index to come back. You got to wait for the greed to come back into the market before things run to billions of dollars of market caps, right? And I'll never promise anybody any certain amount of money or anything. What I can promise you is we will be here no matter how bad things get, no matter how good things get. We'll be here still continuing to use our work ethic as we do right now.
That's what's up, man.
Amazing, sir. But then, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Okami is a Japanese name.
It is a Japanese name.
Yeah. So why don't you think that you should have somebody from that part as a team member, so that you can use that name to infiltrate into the Japanese world?
You don't have to use someone from a certain country to understand exactly what is meant by the name. So I don't know anybody that's Japanese personally. They were not a part of my team when we decided to start a project. You can't just add people to teams. Not everybody has a sincere integrity or sincere intention when they get on a team. So you have to be careful with those that you do build something with. You have to have the trust. I can't just meet somebody right now and trust them. Oh yeah, you can be a part of the team. You can help us do this, and then they don't have the same intentions that we have. And I don't know these people. So yeah, it is Japanese theme. We like the story of it. And that's what we went with, because that's what we're trying to implement.
Yes, sir, I actually understood everything you're trying to communicate. Yeah, because you need people of like passion, to drive at exactly where you're going to. What I'm trying to emphasize is this: since you have the intention
Hey,
of,
brother. Brother, he explained it perfectly well. All right, we're gonna move on now. Appreciate you
all right,
coming
thank
out. Keep on coming back, man. Appreciate you. All right. Oh, and guys, look, if you speak in the VC, guys, please make sure to stick around. That way we can give you your money for your winnings, because if you leave, we can't find out who you are. All righty, let's get Favor Ola. Favorite Ola, the floor is yours. Go ahead and ask your question. What is
All
up?
right, I've been listening to this. I'm good, LBC. I've been listening to this young man, and it's very impressive and interesting that there are people who really want to make a difference in the space. So my question to the team is, do you think that there will be a time? Of course, I know no project will last forever, but do you think there will be a time when you decide that you can no longer run this project, and will you be open enough to tell your communities, your community member, that you won't be able to continue with this project, so people would know that they need to stop? Because I've been in projects where the dev moves on and they keep hyping it, and the project just dies like that, and nobody, people were even hopeful that something was going to come. They keep promising we're going to do this listing, that marketing, and blah blah blah. Meanwhile, the dev had moved on to another project, and suddenly the chat fell off the cliff, and everything was over.
Okay, here's what I think. I can tell you this right now, right? The thought of the project dying is not on my mind at all, because I know my work ethics. I know the people with me. I know the people in our community. Let's just say everybody gets tired. Everybody is tired of waiting, and they all leave. Well, the next person that joins the TG can talk to me on VC that night. That's just how I am. When I commit to something, I stay committed. I'll be honest with you. I'm 41 years old. I've been at my real life job 16 years. Through the good times, the bad times, we've had, down markets, up markets in real life. When I commit to something, I stay there. I don't try to, oh, well, this ain't working, so we're going to go over here and do this now. Or, hey, guys, I'm sorry, I failed. No, I only fail if I quit.
Wow, that's very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this.
You are more than welcome, Favor.
Is it okay if I add something there, DC?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Yeah, Favor, I just want to say thanks for the question. And, Phonics is very transparent. I mean, he would be transparent from the beginning to the end. If something were to happen, he would definitely tell everybody. But as he's mentioned, he's here for the long haul. We are here to create a legacy. We understand how much work it takes. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be just a few minutes or a few weeks or a few months. It's going to take time and effort from a strong community. So that's what this project really embodies itself around, is transparency, integrity, and utility. So clear communication and open communication on nightly VCs, AMAs happening frequently, Twitter Spaces happening, communication in the Telegram, and also Facebook. As we mentioned, we're creating a group. It's actually live now. Maybe we can have DC post it once it goes live, and people can join it so that we can start building that legacy too. But we are here to answer any questions that anybody has at any time, even if it's an uncomfortable question. That's why we're here. We're here to help the community.
All righty. Favor Ola, thank you for coming out. And man, what a fun AMA because of you guys, man. This is real good. Tony the Dwarf, I see you've been waiting. Let me get straight to you, man. I ain't gonna keep you waiting no longer. Tony, the floor is yours. Go ahead, unmute your mic and ask a question, man.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep. Okay. Yep, we can hear you nice and clear.
I wanted to ask, I know this is a nice project. I love the team. I love their transparency. But this is a market that currently operates with sentiments, with community sentiments, and many people aren't really thinking logically right now. So what do you do? And you say you want to stretch this project till possibly the bull run. And I know that it takes at least a certain amount of money to run a project and stretch it for that long. So how do you plan on getting the funds to stretch the project till people recognize the project? And how are you going to control or manage the community sentiments?
Our community sentiment is always strong, right? we have good people that've been with us for a long time, even from other projects that we were in. They know the team personally. They know what we are capable of. There are other things coming out to provide revenue for the project in the near future with some of the utilities. That will, right there, one will pay for the next will pay for the next will pay for the next. You see, it's all self-sustaining. Everything we do, we want it to be self-sustained inside the whole project, right? So therefore, you don't see us going out here blowing money. No, we're building with our money. We're doing it smart. We're not out here, hey, look at us, look at us. No, we're building and we're letting our community and our leaders take the role to run out and talk to people, to, show the name out there in this area, in that area, in Twitter spaces where people are rating tweets, joining on YouTube videos, not paying for influencers that are going to either take half of your money, buy a bag, get out there and say, hey, let's buy this. Everybody buys it, they dump, then you've hurt your project, you've lost money, you gave money away twice. We're not doing that. We want to use the money for the project to do the foundation for the project. The rest will come, and everything is self-sustained, so money will come in. And you guys will see more about this with the next things that I start to implement out. Once I've gotten the price that I want for it, and it's locked in to where I know I can just press the button and release it.
Okay. Okay. So from what you're saying, you know how to manage the funds, and you are sure you can stretch this project for as long as it takes to get there. That's what I believe you're saying, right?
That's exactly right. And remember, the project funds is not the only funds I have access to. I have access to my funds as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are welcome, Tony. Keep on coming back. You are more than welcome to the safe haven. You get the DC stamp of approval. Boom. Next up, we are going to get Stephen GG. Stephen, the mic is unmuted. Oh, he repping Golem up in here. Okay. We ain't got no beef. It's all good. You can go ahead. I'll just be much more happy if you rep the safe haven symbol, but it's all good. Okay. But anyways, Stephen, go ahead, man. Stephen, your mic is unmuted. You can go ahead and ask a question. Oh, okay. All right, Stephen, Stephen, when you get back to your mic, or when your mic starts working, you can go ahead and just raise your hand again. I'll get you back up here. So, all right. Last call for the VC. We're going to move over to the comment section now. All right. So this is the last call for the VC. Going once.
See, I think Edet had a question they mentioned to me earlier in the.
Oh, there we go. There he goes. All right, Edet, go ahead. What's up, man? Edet, your mic is on mute. You can go ahead and ask the question.
Yo, hi, Phoenix. Well, it's been a while. Okay, so my question now is like I was going through the white paper and I didn't quite see enough information about the token. So I was like, if the team is having any plans of further having a new white paper with more utilities and further development about the project.
Yeah, and everything that, and you know me, we've talked plenty of times in the past. Anything that we implement, changes will be made at that time. At the time we made the white paper and the phases, we had 9 different directions we could go, right? So rather than put one on there and everybody say, oh, well, now you're changing up on me. Now you're going this way when the white paper said this way. No, we can change things in the direction that we're going. So therefore, there's never any confusion and there's never any FUD coming your way because you didn't go the way that you put on paper 6 months ago. When the whole market's changed, you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to make changes as the market changes. And it don't have to be bad changes. It could just be a change in the direction that you're kind of going, or a new way to go the same direction that just came out, right? That you didn't even know about 6 months ago. It wasn't available. So that's why we do things strategically like this. So when you read the paper, that's what you get right now. That's what we have going on right now. But as we move things, as we decide on things, then that gets added in as well.
Okay, interesting. And my second and last question is on the staking. I can see that the staking is being done through Brew Labs. So I want to know, is there any particular reason why you chose Brew Labs? Why didn't you build your own staking dApps? And about the sustainability of the staking rewards, how do you make sure that the project will not run out of tokens in the future, since the project is only giving out and maybe it does not take anything like fees from the investors? So how does the team plan to maintain the staking rewards?
Okay, when you stake, there's no fee, right? Okay, but when you exit, if you don't go the whole 30 days, there is a fee of your reward tokens. Okay, but I didn't build the staking platform, right? Brew Labs did. But I designed it how I wanted it. I didn't want a community or a holder to be hurt if they decided to leave. That's not what staking is for. That would be like you saying, okay, let me put my money in this savings account at the bank, and you get all this interest, right? But when you take some of your money out, they say, oh no, now we got to take all this and plus your money. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a reward, not a penalty. Now they can penalize, some of your rewards, but you should get your part for being in there as long as you are. I believe in that, just like a bank does. Okay. The other part, I chose Brew Labs for security, for protection. Okay. I see right now there are people in communities that have staked, and now that project doesn't have a website up. They don't know how to unstake their tokens. They can't. They're forever holders. Okay. So when you stake with us, I wanted you to have the security to know, hey, Brew Labs is right there. I can always go to Brew Labs and get my tokens and get what I'm supposed to get out of it. You don't have to worry about my website. If somebody attacks my website and my website goes down, guess what? You can still go to Brew Labs and do anything you have to do. They are CertiK backed. They have all their audits in place. They are well known in the space. They're not corrupt. They do everything legit, and it's for security. If I have everything just on my website and somebody attacks my website and it goes down, and it just happens to be at the time when somebody wanted to unstake, what can people say? Oh, they're not going to let us have our stake tokens. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. It's better to do it through a safe and secure platform to where everybody knows that they are legit and they can get to their stuff anytime they need to.
Okay, amazing. Thank you very much for that great answer there. I appreciate you, and it's been a while. Thank you very much.
And that was what's up, man. That was a great answer, man. And good question, Edith. That's a great question. And allowed for a great answer, man. I appreciate that. Keep coming back to Safe Haven. You get the DC stamp of approval. All righty. Favorite Joy. Let's go. Well, let's get because Stephen has a chance. Let's get Favorite Joy, and then we're going right to you, Stephen, afterwards. All right. So, Favorite Joy, you are up. Be a joy to our AMA and ask us a great question.
Yeah. Hello.
What's up, man?
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity. So my question will be based on the NFT. So concerning the
I think he cut out.
Yeah, his mic is a little funny. Go ahead again, Favor. Go ahead, try it again.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and ask your
Okay.
question before your mic comes.
So about this NFT this time around, there are a lot of NFT in which we have possessed that have been abandoned by the project owner. So my question now will goes on: how are you going to maintain your NFT to we investor who have possessed it that may be useful for us in the future? You know, and by this time around now, we are on the market downfall. So maybe we don't know what may happen tomorrow. If it is likely happen that tomorrow the market is going downward, so what are the plan you have put in place to maintain your NFT order?
I'm not sure if he's talking about us with NFTs.
Yeah.
We don't have any NFTs out.
Okay, there's nothing like NFT, right?
Right. We're a token project, but like I've said before, you know, we can't help what the market does, right? We can only continue to work during the down market. When the sentiment in the market turns, everything turns.
All right, you guys. Be sure that when you ask a question, that you've looked at the project before you ask it, because you don't want to wind up in a situation where you ask something that's completely irrelevant to the project. But nonetheless, Favor, you had the guts to step up and ask a question, and that means something, man. So I appreciate you and thank you for dropping by. All righty, Steven, you can go ahead and raise your hand again. I got you right now. I saw you with your hand up. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and unmute you right now. All right, Steven, there you go, man. You are on the floor, and it's there you go. Go ahead.
All right. Good everyone. First, I want to appreciate your bravery in launching a project in such a time as this. I had to check the pink sale and saw that it was the sales already ended and 55 ETH already done. So that's a sign of a believer. So I would ask. I saw on the Pixel page that there were some tokens that were unsold. So what's the plans for the unsold tokens? That's the first question.
They were burned by Pink Cell immediately. I had it set up to where anything that wasn't sold would be burned, and they burned it upon launch.
All right, thank you very much. Secondly, I'm sure the opportunity everyone has to know more about the project would be during AMAs. But after the AMAs, how best can one get more insight? For instance, I had to look throughout the website thoroughly, and if I were to refer someone about the staking mechanism, it's difficult to really grasp, in the sense that from the MA we can know that, okay, you have to stake for 30 days, but it's not so elaborate on either the white paper or the website. So I think you need to include that one way or the other.
Okay, yeah, we do have a 30-day lock on it. And it does have an emergency withdrawal function to where you can withdraw anytime if you have to, with no penalty to you. We can have things stated. It is right there when you go to stake, it says 0 penalty on it, right? It does say that.
All right. So I wanted to ask about the penalties before, but I think that has been answered previously. So are there any forms of contest to just keep the community lively?
We run contests quite frequently, honestly. We've been out 3 weeks as of Monday, and I think we've done 6-7 contests, something like that already. And not everything buy contest. You know, some is just, you know, retweet this, share this, do that, do this, join this, you know, to keep people active, right? And to keep people intrigued to be there. You know, we always have stuff coming out to keep people active, to keep people in there. And we have just a great community all the way around. And we do nightly VCs. We talk to our community all the time. It's not just a mod doing it. No, it's the actual team in there, myself, Limitless, other team members, everybody's in there, you know, constantly doing something, talking to people and everything. We're not absent at all.
Okay, that's the thanks. That's impressive. I've not really checked, but I just want to ask: do you think it's necessary for you to be doxxed or not?
I will cut my camera on anytime I need to. My picture is in my profile. If you click my profile picture and go to the second picture, that is me. People have seen me everywhere. I don't hide. I've been on YouTube channels with other projects. I've cut my camera on in my VC. I'm not afraid to show my face at all.
No problem. All right. Also, lastly, while looking at the project, I would naturally have expected more. But having looked at it thoroughly, the only main utility has been the staking. I understand you may want to take it one step at a time. So what are the likely things or likely utilities we should be hopeful for?
Okay, then we also have farming as well. Farming was implemented 7 days after launch. So we have staking and farming. We do have a game designer on our team that is developing our game for
Very
the future.
impressive.
That's not anytime soon, though. We've announced maybe spring, summer, so maybe sooner than what we're, you know, what you picture in a lot of places. But, you know, we do have that guy on the team. And then we have other things coming up that I can't get into, but it would enable you to be able to diversify into other great name projects that have been for a while, not some, you know, crazy little DJ and play or nothing like that. It's going to be a way to diversify into the good project.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I would keep surveilling and also monitoring the progress. Wish you luck, your project and the team. All right. Thank you, Achilles.
Great question, dude. I appreciate that, Steven. My man came in hot. DC stamp of approval. There you go. And guys, if you don't get the DC stamp of approval, it doesn't mean I don't like you, okay? Sometimes I might not think about it, okay? So no one get their feelings
I
hurt.
don't know if I got it or not. You didn't tell me.
Okay, so when it comes to phonics, it's actually something personal. So everybody else with phonics, yeah. So you guys know that.
I can't.
Alrighty. Dude actually went and put your picture. Wait, your mic cut out. We good? Okay, yeah. Dude actually took Phonics' picture and posted it in the chat.
That's awesome. And I want to add to that too. I've been on Jake Again. I've been on Pablo Crow. I've been on Space Chick. I've been on Adam Shelton. I've been on a lot of the relevant influencers in the past. So I like a lot of times when it comes to posting your picture and posting your address and things like that, corrupt scammers, when they try to blame other people for the crimes that they commit, they quickly think that posting a picture is like some huge crime, like, and the reason for that is because they are ashamed of who they are. They're ashamed to show their face. They're ashamed for people to know where they're really hiding out at, if you will. But when you act with integrity, you have nothing to hide. I'll show my face. I have before. I'll do it again. It's not that big of a deal. Like, when you have integrity, you don't mind to show your face. But when you are a scammer, you don't want anybody to know what you look like, where you're from. You don't want them to have
100%.
any way to
Let's
find
get
you.
these. I'll let you finish up that statement. One, to let you make that point because it's important. But let's get to some of these comments, and then you can say that after we get done with the comments. All right. So smart contract. Okay, I think we already had him up. Never mind. Let me see. I'm not vetting these questions. I'm just asking them. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Queen Rosa, how do you plan to spread awareness about your project to places where English is not spoken, like Vietnam, Indonesia, Bangladesh, places like that?
That's all part of, your community building, right? You always get people in your community that are from other places that help spread the word out. It's never the dev just going here, going there, doing this or doing that. It's always the community coming together and spreading the word. And then when you have language barriers and stuff, I mean, even in our VC, sometimes we have Spanish speaking people that don't quite understand, but we have somebody that'll speak Spanish to them for us, and we give them the time. So you have to always do that.
Yep. All righty. Rosa, that's the answer to your question. Let me find another one real quick. PCI has another one. Let me see. Okay, that's just
real quick, the Facebook page has been completed, and I believe it is open right now.
all righty. Well, we got that one question from the comments. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get to the giveaway and final statements. So we're gonna do the giveaway, and y'all can make final statements as we're doing this giveaway. All right. So the best question, hopefully he's still in here. The best question comes to M. M, you win 0.2 BNB for having the best question. Dumbledore will send all of that to you. I'm gonna send Dumbledore your username. All righty, here we go. Sending it to Dumbledore now. M, you are the winner of 0.2. Congratulations for having the best question. Next up, we've got to get to the trivia question. All right. Now, guys, we got rules when we do our trivia. All right, we got rules during the trivia. All right, so the rules with the trivia is, you can't just post if I'm in the middle of asking the question or I haven't asked it yet, and you just start posting answers, it won't count. It only counts after the question has been posted in the comments. All right, so I'm typing it up right now. All right, here we go. Thank you, M. I appreciate you. All right, so here goes the question. 1, 2, and 3. Everybody pay attention to the comments. Going once, going twice, going 3 times, 4, 5. All right, everybody eyes on the comments. Here it goes. All right. What is the name of the social media platform that Okami will market on? Facebook. PCI, you got 1.1 BNB. PCI is the winner of 0.1 BNB. That is the new platform that they're going to be marketing on. So I'm sending that to Dumbledore now. All right. And now be 0.1. We got one more to go. Here we go. All right. Next question is, second question going up for 0.1 BNB. Everybody focus on the comments. All right. 1, 2, 3, and here it goes. What culture is the folklore of Okami derived from? Japan. There you go. Ghost Dog, you won. Okay, PCI and M, you almost won twice. PCI and M, you almost won twice. PCI, if you were too slow, man. You almost won 0.1 twice, and so did M. That is insane. All right, but that was Ghost Dog. So Ghost Dog, you win 0.1. There we go. Ghost Dog point one. We got point one left, and that is the random question. Here we go. Like I said, guys, we'll do random giveaways, and we do that so everybody has a chance. But what we like to do over here is we reward effort. You know, if somebody comes over and they ask the best question, they think about it, they study the project, they do their diligence, and then they have the courage to come on the mic, then we will award them point two. You know, and if someone's paying attention, you know, you win point one. You know, we reward people for paying attention as well. That way we give you guys the control and the power to make whatever money you want. Because if we just do it random, you don't have the power. But there are, like, PCI is probably, Vlad and PCI have probably won an entire BNB just by paying attention, you know? So that gives you guys power. All right. Now the next one, this is the random one. Okay. Here goes the random question. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. What is it?
Three.
PCI wins. All right. PCI has won 0.3 BNB, the number 6. All right. So PCI won twice. All righty. I'm getting this all to Dumbledore right now. Okay.
Who won and what they won, and I got you. Yeah.
Yep. PCI won. I'm sorry. Yeah, he won 0.2. I'm sorry, not 0.3. M 1.2, PCI 0.2, and then there was Ghost Dog 1.1. All right, guys, that's it for the giveaway. Thanks for showing up. Phonics, Limitless, you guys got any final statements?
I just want to thank everybody for coming out, you know, and asking the questions and listening to us about our project. You know, this is how you get more members. This is how you get people interested and intrigued in what you're doing. And I look forward to seeing everybody in our TG and our VCs that we have. And feel free to come by, talk to us anytime you want.
Yeah, I just want to also say thanks, DC, for hosting this, Dumbledore, all the amazing people at Safe Haven Calls, guys. Just make sure to show the love there. They've been awesome for hosting us. Appreciate every single one of you for listening in. Come join us in the Telegram. We did just post the Facebook page. Invite your friends there. We're going to be launching that social media platform soon with a lot of exciting stuff. So stay tuned, and we look forward to hearing from all of you.
100%. Not going to keep you guys here any longer. Fantastic fun AMA. Everybody, Safe Haven. We are out. Let me end this recording. Boom. Stop.